The next item on our supplier menu is adding suppliers. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can either connect suppliers with your MYOB or your Xero integration so that they will stay up to date. You can import suppliers via CSV, and I'll just click this link to show you. Just the same as the employees, download the template, make sure all your fields fit in the template, and then save that file and then drop that file here, and all your suppliers will be added to the system. The final option for adding suppliers, and what will happen when you're ready to review them, you'll come into suppliers and supplier list. You can see we have a list of suppliers here. So we have staff here. We have the supplier assessment. So when you add suppliers by hand, you'll do the assessment. You can add any purchases against that supplier, and you can add their safe work method statement if they're contractors working for you. So based on which supplier type you put in when you set up the supplier, will give you the list of items to have a look for when you do the assessment. So I'm just going to click into one example here. We can add their address, we can add the contact name. Are they a critical supplier? Are we really relying on their quality? For example, materials supplied on a project that's for a customer would be critical, whereas your office paper may not be critical, or for that matter, any of your office supplies. When you've completed the supplier assessment, you can see, okay, obtain the APN and check against the Australian Business Register. The contractors required to use hazardous chemicals include in the SCS register. So you can make sure that they're fully compliant. If you select something as not compliant or partially compliant, you then need to add actions and add a complete date. Otherwise, they'll appear up here in the supplier alerts in their compliance area until they're sorted out. So this just means you can manage your suppliers effectively. If I go back to the edit the supplier, once I'm happy that everything is done for this supplier, I can add an approved date. If I need to add insurance for the supplier, I'll pop down here and add which kind of insurance they've got, who their provider is, their policy expiry, and drop the file in here. And this will appear on the alerts when the insurance is required. Let's just have a look at the alerts for the supplier now. So you can see in here we've got some suppliers where the assessment hasn't been completed. So if there's any items marked as not fully compliant or partially or not compliant without a complete date, they'll appear here until you actually address them. Their insurances, when they're 30 days due, they'll come up here. When they're overdue, they'll come up on this side. When you've finished getting your suppliers in, come back and tick that you've added your suppliers. Once you've completed the assessment, you can tick this box too and hit the update.